Mary Fowler, she's my older sister. She's a professional football player in England. She's currently playing for Manchester City. She's also playing for the Australian national team. Mary was born in Cairns, Australia. She started playing soccer when she was 7 years old. She's the middle child of us 5. And we all loved playing football together growing up.
I only really recall having one childhood dream, which was to go to the Olympics. It was just amazing to see the best athletes in the world all competing on this one stage and be running out there not just for themselves, but for their country. I connected with that. I kind of imagined myself being there and wanting to represent my country as well.
As I told Leighton this morning on the phone, I had another surprise yesterday morning. What was that? He said, Mary. And my God, when I started the whole door, it was a great surprise to see her, no doubt. Yeah, it was. Oh, God, no, she's after taking a stretch, isn't she? Quite, you know, good for the position she plays.
I remember when I was 10, I played in a boys' team. I was the only girl on that team, and I was just with a bunch of boys. And making friends and hanging out, it didn't come as straightforward as it did when I was with my sister.
I remember I was an under 12 and she was an under 10. She'd play up in my team sometimes when we'd need help or when we didn't need help and we just wanted Mary to play anyway.
And we played in the boys' comp. 5 of us girls playing, but we were all good, you know, we were tough girls.
When the team was going well, I sort of had to play Mary at left back a little bit so she wouldn't dominate the game sometimes. And that's, you know, playing against teams, boys 2 years older than her, she was still pretty dominant then.
We were all friends and we wanted her to be in the team and her challenge was in that under 12s with us.
I have a fond memory of a day with Mary and Kieran and Keegan's team when they played against the boys' team and the coach of the other team went ballistic at half-time because he couldn't believe his boys' team were losing to a bunch of girls. How can you be losing to a team of girls?
I remember at some point I was told I'm not allowed to play in the team anymore because I'm too young to play up.
During the game, the manager of the other team went over to the office and made a complaint about her playing when she was supposedly too young. The office come over and made us remove Mary from the game.
I remember being quite sad because I didn't really understand why I wasn't allowed to play up. I was doing well in that team and I really enjoyed playing in that team.
It was a pretty sad day. Sad day for regional sports, I think, let alone a 10-year-old girl.
But then we had the under-12 school championships.
Obviously, you hear about the Mary Fowler, Kira Fowler, and so I went and watched them and, okay, these girls, I hope they come into the trials.
For me, I was just thinking that if I was making the Queensland state team, the best under-12 girls in the state, going 2 years up, as they said, was too much. If I made that, then for me, that would just be a FU in their face. So when my sister and I did get selected into the Queensland team, that felt pretty good.
Obviously, Mary being 10 and picked in a Queensland team ahead of, you know, other 12-year-olds did raise a few eyebrows.
She was quite happy that there was no one that was telling her that she couldn't do it. She was purely selected based on her ability, not her age.
You know, if you're good enough, you're old enough, the old adage goes.
And I think that changed some part of me. Now I felt that I could do anything if I really put my mind to it.
I believe every parent wants the best for their kids. And for me, it was about my kids understanding that you had to believe and see things in a way that you felt that you could achieve things or you were capable of achieving things. That was an important message for me to communicate to my kids, that they were able and capable of doing anything that they wanted to do.
Merci. Merci. The last time that like all of us, like the whole family was in Cairns was like maybe 4 years ago. And I haven't been back home for like 3 years.
Wow.
Welcome home. Welcome home. Great to see you. Great to see you. Wow.
Hey, Mom.
I'm taller than you this time.
Yeah.
My family is my anchor. We've done a lot of stuff together that, looking back, I can see has shaped the player that I am today and the person that I am.
Tell if it was a llama or an alpaca because it was shaved.
What is the difference anyway?
One of them had ears that were a bit more big and pointy. The other one just had two little peep. And then one of them had like little peep, little ears, like little ears.
Some of my fondest memories were actually the games that were not the official ones. They were just the ones on the beach and in the backyard, and I didn't know much about it. I didn't know that, like, you know, you can have a career in the sport. For me, it was just a game back then, and everyone in my family enjoyed playing it, so we played it a lot.
I had young children who had got attitudes where they wanted to achieve, they wanted to get better. So for me, it was about, right, what do I do? And I wanted to feel that I did the best I could with what I had at the time.
Fast forward a few years, and I remember being in the Australian camp in preparation for the 2020 Olympics. We were in camp for about 1 month before we actually went to the Olympics. Everybody was like a big group of us there, and not everyone was going to be making it into the squad. This was going to be the decider whether you're in the team or not. My dream was so close to becoming real, but also so close to like being 4 years away. I remember the day we were going to get told if we were selected in the Olympic team or not. I just remember feeling pretty nervous. I said to myself before I went in there, no matter what happens, I'm not crying in front of my coaches. We just chatted for a bit about how things had been going, how I'd been performing. The head coach, Tony, gave me my piece of paper. It said ticket to Tokyo, and after, 30 seconds or so, it just really hit me that I actually, I did it. I was going to be going to the Olympics, and I could tick off that childhood dream of getting there. To be able to get a goal at the Olympics, I remember after I scored it, it's pretty amazing.
Extra for something you could just stand up and get. Rock, paper, scissors. Yes!
I hope football brings a lot of joy in my life. There have been difficult times in football, but now I'm at a club that I love being at, and I'm really enjoying my time there. I have friends, and I have a good balance between playing football professionally and then just being me. I can have my social life, becoming a young woman. I think by doing that, I won't have any regrets about it. There's so much I want to do in club football. I want to become as good as I can and push myself to be the best footballer I can be. I remember towards the end of last season when I got told Manchester City were interested in signing me. I'd always wanted to play in the English League at one of the best clubs. Man City was exactly that. I think I was a bit kind of, I don't know if mind blown is the right way to describe finding out that I would be a Man City player. A new chapter was about to begin for me.
Mary is Mary. Mary wants to do something, Mary will do it. Mary will not wait anyone to tell her, no, you can't do it.
You could tell she had a goal. She was very dedicated. Yeah, I always remember that.
I remember having a chat with Kevin, her father, one day, and we were talking about, you know, her ability even at that young age. And gee, you know, I reckon at 9 years old, you could tell that she was something. So yeah, I'm not surprised that she'd been successful. She was something.
Conversations I've had with students and the smile on their face when they know she went to Holy Cross. It makes them realise that if Mary did it, I can also do it. A little person at Holy Cross School on the northern beaches of Cairns can achieve what they want to achieve if they work hard.
A lot of kids, a lot of boys and girls follow her. It kind of, in a way, confirms to them that if Mary can do it, maybe if I try and get to where I want to get to, I will.
When I was younger and I had just made my debut for national team, and then I just started playing professionally, like I think I was just so fixed on wanting to prove to everybody that I'm good and I'm young, but who cares, like I can be up here. I was having that kind of mindset, and that made me so confident in me as a player, and so that helped me to really block out the pressure and expectation. Like I didn't feel any of that. But I think once you do prove yourself, that's when I started to feel the expectation, because now you've shown people what you can do. So if you don't do it, then they're wondering why. I was very proud and excited to be joining City, but I was also a bit scared. I've really felt the weight of all the expectations around me, and that made it harder for me to transition because it affected how I was performing on the field. I think I was just so eager to want to impress that I started to get worried about what if I wasn't impressing enough. I've definitely doubted myself a lot at times because I've not known if I could reach people's expectations of me. I think I just put so much pressure on myself to kind of live up to the expectations of Mary Fowler being the next star.
For a long time, I've been just in a woodpile. For a long time, but never thought I'd see it with my own eyes.
This is real snow.
Crashing down.
Fresh snow to walk in.
Crashing down.
She looks back to herself like, okay, it is how it is. I have to deal with it, so I'm gonna make it the best of this situation. And that's something that I really admire about her.
In time, They say that it's a work in progress and that the lows are where they learn the most. Mary understood it took steps, so that to me stood out.
When I'm going through a difficult time, the message is disconnect to reconnect. It just kind of reminds me that sometimes I need to take a step back in order to really understand where I am and what I'm doing. For me, being in nature, it just blocks out everything else that's happening. I feel like I don't have to be anybody else. I'm just there with Earth and with just life, but life that isn't trying to be anything else except itself. I'm able to get into that mind space of wanting to look for solutions, because sometimes thinking about the problem it's easy. That's the easiest thing to do, because you want to be the victim and you want people to see that stuff has happened to you rather than, taking control and responsibility for the situation that you're in.
I do believe that if you set your mind to something and you don't give up, you can get there. Most people give up. Mary didn't.
Through the difficult moments that I've already experienced, they've grown me in ways that I wouldn't have been able to if I didn't go through those moments.
Shifting my mindset on that has really helped me to play the football that I know I can play. Now that I've been at City for 6 months, I feel completely free to just be myself. I'm not trying to live up to anybody's expectations. I'm not trying to be somebody that other people want me to be. I'm just being me and enjoying my time there, and that's actually helped me to play better football. And I hope I can go on and help this team win some titles while I'm here. Something that I really like to do is take pictures or videos of myself at moments when I felt really good about my body. Being comfortable in my own body was something that took me a while to really appreciate. When I was at times when I didn't feel great, I would look back at these moments and think, like that's me as well. Recently, I found it really important to take pictures of myself when I don't feel great. When my stomach is bloated, for example, or I'm on my period and I just feel shit about my body, like I don't feel as confident in it. The body is always changing. It's constantly going up and down, and that's the only constant thing about it. And that's the beauty of a human body, especially a female's body.
You wake up, you don't feel it, and you just think about move your body a little, and your day starts a little bit better.
You feel like you've already achieved something at the start of the day.
Exactly.
I think I only got like 2 or 3 hours of sleep last night. I woke up in the middle of the night because of my stomach cramps. And I've never woken up in the night because of cramps before. I was trying to get back to sleep and I couldn't because no position I was in was making the pain go away. So it's probably one of the worst period experiences I've had. Just always having something that's hurting and I just couldn't sleep.
At Man City, like, it's a really good environment. There are definitely environments where it's like, you don't want to tell anybody about your period because you're going to lose your spot, or you're going to be thought about differently if you don't train because of your period.
I know that some players who I've played with at clubs, they are afraid to approach the coach because we're all men. You feel like the men, they won't understand, and they will just say like, yeah, just take an aspirin and go, you know? You can't say like, oh yeah, but a period should be fine, just put a pill in it and it's all right.
You won't necessarily want to tell a coach that you can't train or you can't do a certain drill because you're in pain, and I think sometimes that can be perceived that you're weak, you're not strong enough to just be able to get through the session.
For a time, I was a bit aghast, really, at how ignorant the whole culture was, from grassroots right up to national team. I really felt that at times that this was just being something that was not taken very seriously.
The first day of my period is usually physically quite hard. I have stomach cramps, back cramps, often have a really big headache. When it's pretty bad, I vomit quite a bit. So in that sense, I just feel like shit, like I feel like I'm sick.
I feel like people sometimes think we are overreacting and that the pain shouldn't be that bad that you can't play anymore. But people really don't understand that the pain could really affect a player.
If it wasn't your period and you're like sick and having these symptoms, you probably wouldn't train sometimes, but when it's on my period, it's still kind of normal to just play through that at times.
Like, we don't want to come over as weak. So that's, I think, why some girls just suck it up and like, okay, you know, let's forget the pain, I'm just gonna train. But it's actually not good for the body. But for us, it's just like, okay, we're gonna switch off the button that we're in pain and we're just gonna go for it.
I have had games where I've been really, really fatigued and I've been starting, and then it's kind of like, well, why isn't she sprinting faster? Why is she not working hard? And it's like, well, when I'm on the field and I'm feeling like that, I just feel like I'm unfit or something because it's so hard to concentrate and my body is so tired. When people talk about it more, it'll make it less uncomfortable for people to hear about. But I feel like right now it's like a topic that not everybody wants to touch because people think it's maybe a sensitive topic because it's a woman's body and everything.
It should be really easy to solve, actually, but it's just, people just don't ask about it and they don't really think that it's really a thing that could affect the player. I think there should be more understanding. How do you manage someone who's on her period? How do you deal with it in trainings and in sessions?
I definitely think in sport there's still a long way to go in making periods an open and comfortable topic to discuss with anybody in the environment, whether they're male or female, and that it's something that gets taken seriously into account when it comes to performance.
I'm proud, but I'm a silent, proud person. I'm proud in a way that she's involving herself in areas that I think needed to be seen or needed to be heard of.
It's certainly something that needs to you know, be more put out there and come to light, so it's not that taboo subject anymore, and everyone feels comfortable around the word menstruation in sport because it's not going away.
I just think it's up to us women to just start the conversation and force it to be normal. Because if we don't, who will? Throughout my career with the Matildas, I'd love to win something together. I haven't won anything since I've been part of the team. The World Cup next year, that gives us, you know, an opportunity to win that, which would be incredible. I just want to make really great memories. I think being able to play in the national team is an honor and something that each time you get picked, you've been given that opportunity, but it's not guaranteed the next time.
Do you remember the game?
Oh, I do, yeah. Fourth game or versus Australia. When Mary scored, that made the day, you know, that made it. But when the match was over then, Mary came over to me, gave her a big hug and kiss, and she asked about her jersey. Yeah, so I looked, took off her jersey, and everybody looking at me, photographers around. Oh, I was so proud. I was so proud. My grandchild, now the attention she's getting, it was very, very good.
When you reach a certain level, it's not because you're a freak or a talent, but it was a lot of hard work. Really a lot of hard work. And many people don't understand that.
What stood out to me most was that she, even though her goal was soccer, she came to a running group to improve her soccer. So she wasn't the best runner in that group, but it didn't matter because she knew that's what was going to make her a better soccer player. So to me, that was massive, because a lot of kids who are good in a sport at a young age don't want to be shown up in other areas, but she knew she had to work on her weaknesses to make her stronger.
I remember making my debut for Australia. At 15 years old, I became the 5th youngest Matilda. It was a proud moment for me, but one that also came with challenges. Being a professional athlete, a female athlete in particular, like the image is so important for getting opportunities off the field.
I made clay with my friend Ash from France, and she made a hand like this and put rings on it. They remind me of
Having to be in front of a camera at a young age, I don't think I really knew how to deal with that properly, that I just put on kind of this mask of what I, thought I needed to be. I was at an age, and I'm still at an age, where I'm very much finding myself off the field and exploring who I am as a person and who I want to be. Having to then be in front of a camera and be someone in front of the camera when you don't completely know yet who you are off the camera, that was something that was quite difficult for me, because I was like, well, do I need to be that person all the time? Because then I'm not genuine. And that was what was hard to deal with, was that I was like, I feel like I'm two different people.
Someone is always watching you. You're under that constant pressure, and you know it. It's something that's playing with your mind all the time. Everything that you post on Instagram, on Facebook, like, people see this. There are little girls who are looking at you and they're like, yeah, I like this player, I'm gonna follow her.
crown above Mom's head.
Happy birthday to the most beautiful of them all. 1, 2. Yeah. Oh, this looks nice. Louisa looks really nice.
Happy birthday. Bye, Mom.
Happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday. Love you, Mom. Talk soon. Bye. Bye.
What took me a while to realize was that the image isn't more important than the person. I want people that see me on camera to see the real me, because if you're gonna support me and follow me, then I want to be a genuine role model for you. I want to be a genuine person for you, because you deserve that. I'm at a point now where I realize that, where I'm gonna say how I'm feeling. I'm not gonna say what I think you want me to say. That's helped me to feel so much more free and less under pressure, because now I'm just turning up and I'm being me.
Yeah, I made you this card.
Oh, thank you so much. Wow. I love art so much, so to see you do this is amazing. I appreciate that. Did you do it today?
Yeah.
Oh, it's beautiful.
I think she's not afraid to be herself. She doesn't hold back. She wants to be Mary.
Yeah, nothing really changed. Thank you. Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you. Chin-chins.
So are you looking forward to the World Cup? That's what, next year?
It's kind of crazy how it's in Australia. To have a home crowd is probably like one of the things I'm most excited for, because whenever we play at home, it's like the atmosphere is so much cooler than when we play in Europe.
Once I finish football, I just want to be able to look back and be happy and proud about my performances and contributions to my team and to the sport.
I think the world is Mary's oyster at the moment. It's like she's successful now, will be more successful. But if she woke up tomorrow and said, I don't want to do this anymore, she would get on a pathway to finding something else and being equally or more successful in that.
Oh, Mary, do you want to play football with us?
Oh, where are you girls playing?
Over there.
Oh, wow, you have a big group. Okay.
I think a lot of kids probably were seeing Mary making it is probably giving them a lot of hope that I can be somebody. It doesn't have to be soccer. I can be somebody if I push in the work and get to where I want to get to.
I'm really excited to play a home World Cup in Australia. I love playing in front of a home crowd because the atmosphere is amazing.
Other hand, doesn't feel good. Yeah.
Come on.
What's happening there? What's happening there? Those fingers aren't stuck yet.
To have the chance to play in front of friends and family at every game is something that we're really fortunate to have. To just be part of the history would be incredible.